Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss about set theory. So set theory, it studies sets or the mathematical science of the infinite. So what we're going to focus is the terminologies under set. So the concepts on sets, we need to begin with the definition of a set. A set is a well-defined collection of objects. So when we say well-defined, meaning you can clearly determine whether an object or a member is in the set or not. Okay? Dapat hindi siya ambiguous. For example, we have set A, set B, set C, and the set D. Set A, we have elements 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So this is an example of a set because the elements are well defined, meaning you can clearly determine what are the elements of set A, right? Set B, X such that X, this is read as X such that X is a set of vowel letters. Okay, so this is another example of a well-defined collection of objects because we can clearly determine what are the elements of this set. So if we're going to list down the elements of set B are A, E, I, O, U. So since we can clearly determine the elements of this set, therefore B is an example of a set. So set C, we have X such that X is a positive integer less than 10. So how are we going to enumerate the elements of set C? So we need to understand the the description of the elements of set C. It says here that the elements are positive integer. So when we say integer first, these are whole numbers, meaning we don't accept decimal numbers and fractions when we say integer. So what kind of integer? It should be positive. So at what number does positive integer begin? The set of a positive integer begin. So pag sinabing positive integer, we begin with 1, right? So what are the other positive integer? We also have 2, 3. But another condition here that the positive integer that we should list under this set um, is less than 10. So we can write here until what number? Until 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So until 9. So these are the elements of this set, right? So they are all positive integers and they are all less than 10. Okay? Next, set D, the provinces of the Philippines. This is considered a set because the elements are still well defined. We can enumerate what are the provinces of the Philippines, right? We have, for example, we have Abra, we have Nueva Ecija, we have Batangas, etc. So you can clearly determine. So that's how you identify a collection, whether it's a set or not a set. So magbigay lang ako ng isang example ng collection of objects pero hindi siya considered set. For example, a set of all beautiful paintings. Okay, a set of all beautiful paintings. This is a collection of beautiful paintings, right? But it is not considered a set. Why? Because it is not well defined. Okay, you will be having a confusion whether an object will be part of this set or not. Why? Because the word beautiful is subjective. Okay? Maaring yung maganda sa isang tao ay hindi naman maganda sa ibang tao. So we cannot determine actually what are the beautiful paintings and what are the paintings that are not beautiful. So that is not well defined. Okay? So that's how you identify whether it's a set or not. Now, there is what we call element or member. So, what are these? The objects are called element or member of the set. So, ito, halimbawa, set A, the elements are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Set B, the elements are A, E, I, O, U. Then we also have set C, we have the elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Now, there is a symbol that you should be familiar with. We have this symbol for an element of a set. Then, pag meron tayong slash, that is not an element of a set. Okay? Now, I want you to identify whether the given member is an element of a set or not. For example, case is 6. So this symbol is an element of B. Is 6 an element of B? Is it yes or no? So this is set B, right? Ang elements under ng set B are A, E, I, O, U. Is 6 part of that set? The answer is no. So this is no. Next is 7, not an element of A. So set A ang titignan natin. Look at set A. Sabi dito, ang elements ng set A ay 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Can you find 7 here in this set? No, right? So therefore, we can support this statement. Yes, that 7 is not, okay, nakalagay kasi dito, not an element of A. So the answer is yes. Next, is I an element of B? Set B again tayo. So can we see I here? Yes, right? So we can say that set an element I is or member I is an element of B. So we can support this statement. Next, is B, letter B, an element of C? So what are the elements of C first? So elements of C, positive integer. So you begin with 1 until less than 10. The number that is less than 10 are, the numbers that are less than 10 are 9, 8, 7 along 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so these are all the elements of set C. So can we find B there in this set? No. Okay. So the answer is no. 8 is an element of C. Okay. Can we see 8 in this set C? Yes, right? So ito yung 8. So we can support the statement. Is negative 2 not an element of A? Is negative 2 not an element of A? So look at here, A. Nandiyan ba ang negative 2? Wala. So we can support this statement that negative 2 is not an element of A. So yes. The next, Abra. Abra is an element of D. D, the elements are the provinces of the Philippines. And we all know, Filipinos, that Abra is one of the provinces of the Philippines. So we can support this state. Next, Paris, okay, the capital of France, is an element of D, of set D. Set D, so provinces of the Philippines. So Paris is not part of this set. So we cannot support this state. Okay, so the answer is no. So that's how you identify whether it's a member or not. Let's proceed with these two terms. What do we mean by finite set and infinite set? Finite, meaning elements are limited or countable, and the last element can be identified. So when we say naman infinite set, elements are unlimited. So their definitions are opposite of one another. So unlimited or uncountable, and the last element cannot be specified. For example, under finite set, we have x such that x is a positive integer less than 10. So this is the previous example kanina. So the elements of this set are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So these are the elements. Can we count the element? Are the elements countable? Yes. Are the elements limited? Yes. And is the last element identifiable, or can we identify the last element? Yes, the last element that we can see here is 9. That's why this set is an example of a finite set. Another example of that, x such that x is a collection of vowel letters. So can we count the vowel letters? Are the vowel letters limited or unlimited? So the vowel letters are countable. They are a, e, o, and u. So there are only five. So since we can count, the elements are limited, and we can identify the last element, which is the vowel u or u. Another. So we have here set D. We have 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. So we can see that the elements are limited. There are only five elements, and the last element can be identified, which is 25. Next, first example under infinite set is this. We have set F. The elements are negative 2, starting from negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. But you can see this symbol. What is this symbol, class? That symbol is ellipsis. That means there is a next term after this term. So what is the next term after 2? We have 3. What is the next term after 3? We have 4. And to positive infinity. So can we specify the last element? No, because this ellipsis means to be continued or and so on and so forth. So we cannot identify the last element of this set, meaning also that the number of elements of this set is unlimited. That's why it is an example of an infinite set. So take note, class, that when you see this ellipsis, that means it's already an infinite set. Set G, x such that x is a set of whole numbers. So what are the whole numbers? Everyone, when we say whole numbers, it begins always with 0. Common mistake of some people, whole numbers, they always begin with 1. Okay? But always remember that whole numbers begin with 0. 0 is the first whole number. So 0, 1, 2, 3. What is the last element of whole numbers set? We cannot specify. Because when we say set of whole numbers, that is infinite. We don't know the last whole number yet. Okay? So that is ellipses. So this is an example of infinite set. So when I ask you, how many elements are there in this set G? Your answer is infinite. That's why the number of elements are unlimited. Next, burahin ko lang. We have here x such that x is a set of molecules on Earth. That is an example of an infinite set because we cannot count the number of molecules on Earth. Next, set J. This is an example of an infinite set again because you can see here an ellipsis. Okay? When I ask you about what is the last element of this set, the set J, you shouldn't answer 50 because 50 is not the last element of this set since there is an ellipsis, there is a continuation. That's why we don't know what is the last element of this set. Okay, I hope that you understand this part. Let us move on to the next two terms under set. Unit set. What is a unit set? It is a set with only one element. It is also called singleton. Take note of the term singleton. So we have here set J, an example of unit set, since we have only one element under set J. Okay, what is the element? W. There is only one. That's why it is called singleton or unit set. Set K, there is only one element. What is the element? The word dog. Okay? Set I. Why is this an example of a unit set? What are the elements of set I? Let us see the description. X such that X is a whole number. So kapag nandyan lang, kaya lang nandyan lang, a whole number. So ang mga members natin ay posibleng starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. Ellipsis. Bakit? Kasi whole number, di ba? Pero meron tayong condition na dapat masunod. Ang sabi, whole number siya, pero greater than 1. Pag sinabing greater than 1, sa Tagalog, mas mataas kay 1. Sino yung mga whole numbers dito sa list na to? Yung mas mataas kay 1. So, hindi natin isasama si 1 because 1 is not greater than 1. So, you begin with 2, 3, 4, 5, at kasama pa yung mga kasunod na numbers ng 5. At meron pang sunod na condition, pero, less than 3. So sa mga nakabilog na yan, sino dyan yung less than 3? Sa Tagalog, mas mababa kay 3. So ang sagot natin ay yung 2. So how many element ang pasok dito sa description ng set I? So there is only one. That's why it is an example of a unit set. Next, what is an empty set or null set? Okay, it is also called unique set. Okay, when we say unique set or empty or null, it has no elements. It is denoted by these following symbols. Okay, look, x such that x is an integer. When we say integer, these are only whole numbers. Okay, we don't accept decimal and fraction. So, less than 2, sabi, what are the integers? So, pag sinabing integer class, kasama dyan ang negative numbers. So, for example, negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, then 0. Kasama na si 0 to positive infinity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, tapos and so on and so forth. Dito rin class, lagay din tayo ng ellipsis dito kasi we also have extension para sa mga negative numbers. Okay? Ngayon, yan yung mga integers. Lahat sila, walang mga decimal. Okay? Anong sabi sa condition natin? It should be less than 2. Ito yung 2 natin. Okay? Ano yung mga less than 2? Ibig sabihin, yung mga mas mababa kay 2. So, yun yung bilugan natin 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, hanggang kay negative infinity. Okay? Negative infinity. So, yan yung mga elements na tinutukoy na integer less than 2, pero hindi pa tapos. Pero, greater than 1, mas mataas kay 1. So, sa mga nakabilog, sino dyan yung mas mataas kay 1? So, lahat ng negative numbers, hindi yan mas mataas kay 1. So, hindi na natin sila isasama. Okay, lahat ng mga negative numbers, hindi naman sila mas mataas kay 1. Sa halip, sila yung mga numbers o integers na mas mababa kay 1. Ang naiwan na lang dito si 0 tsaka si 1. Si 0 ba ay mas mataas kay 1? The answer is no. So 0 will not be included also. What about 1? Si 1 ba ay greater than 1? Is 1 greater than 1? The answer is no, still. So, sino na lang yung elements na naiwan? Wala. Lahat sila na cross out. Itong 2, 3, 4, 5, umpisa pa lang, cross out na sila. Kasi sila yung numbers, hindi sila kasama dito sa less than 2. So, cross out na sila. So, meron ba tayong elements na maisasama? The answer is no. That's why set L is an example of an empty set or null set. Another, x such that x is an integer with decimal. Sabi natin, ang integer bawal ang decimal. So, ang tinutukoy niya dito, ano daw yung integer? Yung mga elements daw na ito ay integer daw na may decimal. Therefore, it is an example of an empty set or ganito yung symbol. Alin man dyan sa dalawa. Kasi, ang integer dapat walang decimal. Pero ang hinaharap niya yung with decimal. Set J. So kapag nakita niyo yung ganyang symbol, automatically, that is an empty set. Okay? Or pwede rin ganito. Set J, tapos may ganyan. That is empty or null set. It has no elements. What about universal set and cardinality? When we say universal set, it is a set containing all elements found in the other given sets. For example, we have set A. We have 1, 2, 3. What are the elements of A? We have 1, 2, 3. What are the elements of B? 3, 4, 5. So this is the universal set. What are the elements of the universal set? Can you see it? We have 0, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Tapos meron pa tayong ellipsis. So can we validate that this is the universal set? For us to be able to answer that, let us look at the elements of A and B. Are all elements of A and B found in the universal set? Can we see 1, 2, 3, and then 3, 4, 5 in this set? Yes, 1, 2, 3, and then 3, 4, 5. So meaning all elements that are found in A and in B are also found in this set. So therefore, we can say that it is the valid or the true universal set. So ganun nyo lang malalaman kung universal set ba to o hindi. Kasi kapag nakita natin yung mga elements ng ibang set doon sa isang set, therefore that is your universal set. Halimbawa, another example. So halimbawa meron tayong set A, we have A, B, C. And then set B, for example, we have the E, F, G. So what could be our universal set? So pwede natin ilagay dito na ang universal set natin ay all letters in the English alphabet. So why is this the universal set? Because we can find here the elements from A and the elements from B. So A, B, C, and E, F, G are found in this set. Regardless kung may sumobra, ang mahalaga lang, dapat lahat ng elements na makikita mo sa mga given sets natin ay nandirito sa universal o nandun sa isang set para masabi natin na ito yung universal. Pag dyan merong naiwan or merong isang element from A or from B na hindi mo makikita kay sa set na to, ibig sabihin hindi to yung universal. Okay? Next, what do we mean by cardinality? Cardinality refers to the number of elements in the set. The cardinality of set A is denoted by small letter n, open and close parentheses, the name of the set. For example, so set E, how many elements are there in set E? So we just need to count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we just have to write that properly as this. So small letter n, the name of the set is set E, then that is equal to 5. Why 5? Because there are a total of 5 elements in set E. Another, x such that x is a positive integer less than 10. So what are the positive integer? Start with 1. Take note, pag sinabing positive integer, you don't start with 0. Pag sinabing whole numbers, doon ka lang mag-start kay 0. Pero pag sinabing positive integer, the first positive number is 1. So 2, 3 hanggang kay less than 10. Hanggang kay 9. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're just asking for the cardinality. Take note, cardinality is the number of elements. Bibilangin mo ilan lahat ng elements. So there are 9 elements. So we write here, small letter n, the name of the set, and then we have right here 9. Okay? What is a subset? If A and B are sets, A is called subset of B if and only if every element of A is also an element of B. So that is a subset. Ito yung symbol ng subset natin. Okay? Sabi dito, set A 4, 5, 6. Set B, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. How do you know if set A is a subset of B? Sabi dito, if and only if every element of A is also an element of B. Kapag daw yung mga elements ni A, like for example, si 4, 5, and 6, ay matatagpuan din kay B. Lahat dapat So, since we can find 4, 5, 6 in set B, 4, 5, 6 din, meron din 4, 5, 6, we can say that A is a subset of B. Eh kung baliktarin kaya natin, is B a subset of A? Ibig sabihin po nito, yung elements ba ni B, matatagpuan mo lahat kay A? Ano ba yung mga elements ni B? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Matatagpuan mo ba lahat ng elements ni B dito kay A? The answer is no. Kasi nandito yung 4, 5, 6, pero yung 3, for example, hindi mo siya matatagpuan kay A. Therefore, that B is not a subset of A. So, what symbol are you going to use? Not a subset. So, lagyan mo lang ng ganitong symbol. So, itong symbol ng subset, pag not a subset, ang symbol ay ganito. Lagyan mo ng slash. Not a subset. Okay? Another example, para mas magets niyo. So, ligay tayo ng ibang set. Set A, we have vowel letters. For example, vowel letters. Then set B, for example, we have consonant letters. And then set C, for example, we have all letters in the alphabet. Now, let me ask you, is A a subset of B? So, how do you know? Tignan mo yung mga elements ni A, dapat matatagpuan mo siya kay B. The elements of A are vowel letters. So, yun yung A, E, I, O, U. So, yung A, E, I, O, U ba matatagpuan mo kay B, which are the consonant letters? The answer is no. So, the answer here is not a subset. Kasi ang consonant letters, di ba, yun yung B, C, D, F, G, lahat maliban kay vowel letters. So therefore, you cannot find the vowel letters on the consonant letters. Balik na rin natin. Is B a subset of A? Lahat ba ng mga elements ni B matatagpuan mo kay A na vowel letters? The answer is, again, it's a no. Okay, another. What about is A subset of C? Lahat ba ng elements ni A matatagpuan mo kay set C? Sino ba si set A? The vowel letters A, E, I, O, U. Lahat ba yan matatagpuan mo kay set C? Ang set C natin, all letters in the alphabet. So including A, B, C, D hanggang letter Z. So can we find the vowel letters in the set C? The answer is yes. So this is correct. Okay, then we can also say that P is a subset of C because all consonant letters are found in set C because ang set C, it is all letters in the alphabet. Okay, next, what is the difference between equal sets and equivalent sets? So equal sets class, two sets are equal if they have the exact same elements. So, ganito lang yan, parang magkamukha daw yung dalawang set. For example, we have universal set, set A, set B, and set C. Sino sa kanilang apat yung masasabi natin na equal sets? Meaning, they have the same elements. So, set U, halata naman na wala siyang kaparehas kasi ang dami niyang elements. So, yung iba mas konti. So, wala siyang kaparehas. Wala siyang exactly the same set. Set A, 4, 5, 6. Meron bang kamuka or kaparehas na elements si set A sa ibang set? Yes, the answer is yes. Sino ang kamukha niya? Si set A at saka si set C magkamukha. 4, 5, 6, si set C naman meron siyang 6, 4, 5. So we can say that A is equal to C or A and C are equal sets. What about si B? Meron bang kamukha si B? Pwede ba natin sabihin na si B ay kamukha ni U? The answer is no. So, lagay natin B is not equal kay U. Kasi, hindi sila magkaparehas ng mga elements. Dapat exactly the same. Okay? What about equivalent sets? Paano naman masabi na equivalent sets? Two sets are equivalent if they have the same cardinality. Two sets are equivalent. Masasabi natin equivalent kapag if they have the same cardinality. What do we mean by cardinality? Again, it has been discussed, right, a moment ago, that cardinality refers to the number of elements in the set, bilang ng mga miyembro o ng elements ng set. So, ilan ang bilang ng A? We have 4, 5, 6, we have 3, the cardinality is 3. Set B, the cardinality is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 elements. So we have here set C, we have 6, 4, 5. That is another 3. Then set D, we have another 3 elements. So what are the sets that are equivalent to one another? So lahat na may magkakaparehas na cardinality. So the symbol of the equivalent set, kung ang equal ay ganito, ang equivalent naman ay ganyan. Okay? So we can say that ito yung mga magkakaparehas, si 3, 3, 3. So set A, set C, at set D are equivalent to one another. How do we write? So we can say that A is equivalent to C. Okay, we can also say that A is equivalent to D. And we can also say that C is equivalent to D. But B is not equivalent to A, C, and D. Okay? So what if may nakalagay na ganito class? For example, let's say we have here set D, set E na tayo. Set E, 4, 5, 6. Then 1, 2, 3. So can we say that A is equivalent to set E? We need to check the cardinality. Set A, what is the cardinality or how many elements? There are 3, right? 1, 2, 3. What about the cardinality of set E? Set E, we have 1, 2, 3, etc. And so on and so forth. So, how many elements are there in set E? The answer is infinity. we cannot count kasi meron tayong ellipsis. Hindi porket nakakita kayo ng 4, 5, 6 diyan ay tatlo lang ang elements. Kapag may ellipsis, meron pang mga kasunod. So therefore, we cannot count the exact number of elements that are in set E. So ang lalagay nyo ay infinity. So 3 is not equal to infinity. Therefore, A is not equivalent to set E. Okay, that is the difference between equal sets and equivalent sets. Ang equal sets, dapat parehas na parehas yung mga elements tulad nito. Okay lang kung magkakaiba yung arrangement, pero kung magkaparehas talaga yung mga numbers, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. So therefore, they are equal. They are also equivalent, right? Take note that all equal sets, automatic na rin silang equivalent sets. Kasi hindi naman sila magiging equal kung hindi sila parehas ng cardinality. Okay? Pag equivalent, madali lang, bibilangin nyo lang yung mga elements. Tignan nyo kung parehas yung bilang. Kapag parehas, therefore, they are equivalent sets. Okay? Next, let us have the last one. Last slide. What is the union of set? Union of two sets is a set containing all elements that are in both sets. Pag sinabing union class, you're just combining all the elements from the both sets. For example, this is the symbol for union. Okay, union. Para siyang universal, pero mas maliit. So this is union. A, union, C. Pagsamahin daw yung elements ni A at ni C. What are the elements of A and C? These are the elements. Elements of A, 4, 5, 6. Elements of C, 8, 10, 11. So pagsamahin mo lang, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 11. Dapat lahat ay present. So that is the union of A and C. What about the union of set C and set B? So what are the elements of set C? 8, 10, 11. What are the elements of B? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Pag kinumbine natin sila, eto na, i-arrange lang natin from lowest to highest. Okay, para mas madali natin ma-check. So, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. So, lahat ng elements na makikita mo kay C at P, pinagsama lang natin, eto na yung list natin. As you can see here, we have 8 in set C. We also have 8 in set B. But when you try to combine the elements of B and C, you will only write once the elements that are repeated on both sets. Okay, so yung 8, dalawang beses siya nag-appear sa B at C, pero once mo lang siya isusulat kapag pinagsasama mo sila sa isang set. Okay? Intersection. What do we mean by intersection? The intersection of two given sets is the set that contains all the elements that are common to both sets. Sa Tagalog lang neto class, pag sinabing intersection, ito daw yung mga elements na parehas mong makikita sa mga sets. Example, universal set A, set B, and set C. What is the intersection of set A and the set B? If the symbol of union is this, the symbol of intersection is yung inverted naman. Okay, A intersection B. So, ibig sabihin, alin daw yung mga elements ni A na makikita mo rin kay elements si B? Or, saang elements sila magkaparehas? Element A, 4, 5, 6. So, element B, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sino yung mga elements na magkaparehas? We have the 4, 5, 6. Parehas sila may 4, 5, 6. So, the intersection of A and B ay 4, 5, 6. Doon sila magkamukha. A intersection C. Saan naman magkamukha si A at C? So A at C magkamukha sila saang elements. Etong A meron siyang 4, tanggalin ko lang. 4, 5, 6. Si element C, 8, 10, 11. Meron bang element na magkamukha sila? The answer is none. So ang ilalagay dito ay symbol ng empty set. Walang element. Okay, di ba yan ang symbol natin? Pag walang element, that is considered an empty set or null set. Empty or null set. Anong symbol? Pwede yung gantong symbol or pwede rin yung ito, yung braces. Okay? That's how you identify the intersection of the set. Yun yun kung pagsasamahin lang natin yung mga lahat ng elements. Pag may naulit, you just write them once. Kapag intersection, kung ano naman yung common, yung makikita mo sa parehas na set. So those are the terminologies under set. I hope that you learned something today.